The laughter still echoed in my ears long after the last guest had left. Empty glasses lined the kitchen counter. The faint scent of perfume and wine hung heavy in the air, and the sound of my wife's heels clicked softly across the hardwood floor upstairs. It had been a beautiful evening, at least that's what I thought. Emily had planned this anniversary party for weeks. 10 years together. A decade of love, struggle, growth. Or so I believed. She'd insisted we host it at our home, said it would be more personal. Our closest friends, her co-workers, my brother, and a few neighbors. Everyone was there, smiling, laughing, toasting to us. But that night, as the last candle flickered out and I lingered near the staircase, something inside me shifted. Something I couldn't name yet. I should have gone to bed. I should have followed her upstairs, kissed her goodnight, and slept off the wine. Instead, I went back downstairs to collect the dishes we'd left outside on the patio. That decision, small, innocent, would become the moment that tore everything apart. The night air was cold, sharp even. I could hear Emily's laughter again from inside the house. Faint, hushed like a secret. My first thought was that she was still on the phone with one of her friends, probably thanking them for coming. But then I heard another voice. A man's voice. And not just any voice, Ryan's. Her coworker. The same Ryan she'd introduced at the party earlier. He'd been charming, the kind of man who carried confidence like a cologne. Strong, unavoidable. I remember her saying, "You'll love him, he's the funniest guy in the office." And she was right, he was charming. Too charming. I moved closer to the slightly open kitchen door. My chest tightened. I wasn't sure why. "You shouldn't have said that in front of him," Ryan whispered. Emily's laugh followed, softer now. "Relax," he didn't notice. "He never does." My pulse stuttered. Ryan sighed. "You think he won't start wondering why you've been staying late every week?" "I'll think of something," she murmured. "He trusts me." That line, "he trusts me," cut through me like a blade. For a second I froze, caught between denial and dread. I wanted to believe I was misunderstanding everything. That I'd walk in and find them just talking about a project or work gossip. But then she said the words that shattered everything. "You know I can't keep doing this much longer, Ryan. He's a good man, but you're the one I want." I remember the exact sound my glass made when it slipped from my hand and shattered on the floor. Their voices went silent. I didn't run, didn't hide. I just stood there, every muscle in my body trembling. A few seconds later, the door swung open. "Daniel," she gasped, her eyes wide, her face drained of color. Ryan stood behind her. His expression frozen somewhere between guilt and fear. I didn't shout. I didn't throw anything. I just stared at her. "How long?" I asked quietly. Her lips parted, but no words came. "How long, Emily?" My voice cracked. "How long have you been lying to me?" She looked like she wanted to speak, but Ryan's presence anchored her silence. Finally I turned to him. "Get out," I said, low and steady. He opened his mouth to say something, but I cut him off. "Now." He left without another word, the sound of his car engine fading into the distance like a dying heartbeat. Emily reached for me. "Daniel, please, just listen. Listen." I almost laughed. "You've been lying to me for how long, and now you want me to listen?" Tears welled in her eyes. "It wasn't supposed to happen this way." "What way, Emily?" I stepped back. "You mean you didn't plan for me to find out? Or that you didn't plan to stop?" Her silence was the answer I already knew. That night was the longest of my life. She slept in the guest room. I didn't sleep at all. I sat by the window, replaying every moment of our past year. The sudden late nights at work, the quiet phone calls, the way she'd seemed distant, distracted, like her body was here but her heart wasn't. I blamed myself. Thought I wasn't affectionate enough. That maybe marriage had dulled our spark. I tried harder. Planned trips, wrote her notes, made dinner when she was tired. I thought love was about patience. About faith. But faith, it turns out, only hurts when it's misplaced. The morning light was cruel. She stood in the doorway, eyes red, voice trembling. "Daniel, can we talk?" I didn't look at her. There's nothing left to say. There is, she whispered. Please. I sighed, turning to face her. Then talk. She hesitated. It started after my mother died. Felt empty. Plus, you were there, but you were also distant. You buried yourself in work. Clenched my jaw. So what? It's my fault you cheated. No, she said quickly. I'm not saying that. He listened. He made me feel alive again. I didn't plan it, it just happened. That's convenient, I said bitterly. You didn't plan it, but you sure kept it going. Tears streaked her cheeks. I thought I could stop. I wanted to. But every time I tried, I couldn't. And every time I looked at you, I hated myself. Then why keep pretending? Yes. Why the party? Why the smiles, the vows, the lies? Because part of me still loves you, she whispered. Her words hit me like a cruel joke. I laughed. Hollow, bitter. You don't love someone and destroy them at the same time, Emily. She flinched. Please, Daniel. I'll end it. I'll do anything. Just don't give up on us. I stared at her for a long time. The woman I'd spent 10 years with, the woman I thought I knew, stood before me, small, broken, begging. But the truth was simple. Something inside me had already died. The weeks that followed were a blur. We tried counseling. We tried starting fresh. But every time I looked at her, I saw him. Every time she smiled, I wondered if it was the same smile she'd given him. Every kiss felt like a lie being forced back to life. One night, she reached for my hand across the table. Do you think we can ever get back to how we were? I looked at her hand, then at her. No, I said quietly. We can't. Her eyes glistened, and she nodded slowly, as if she already knew. The day I left, the house was painfully silent. My suitcase sat by the door, and she stood in the hallway, clutching the edge of her robe like a lifeline. I never wanted to hurt you, she whispered. I know, I said. But you did. She took a trembling breath. Will you ever forgive me? I paused, my heart heavy, torn between the love that once was and the betrayal that replaced it. Maybe someday, I said finally. But not today. It's been a year now. Sometimes I still wake up expecting to hear her beside me, the soft rhythm of her breathing, the warmth of her body against mine. Then reality creeps in like dawn through a window, cold and uninvited. I see her sometimes in passing. At the grocery store once, holding a basket of fruit, looking older, quieter. Our eyes met for a second. She smiled, small and sad. I nodded, and that was it. Two strangers with shared ghosts. The truth is, love doesn't just disappear. It lingers, in the songs we shared, in the scent of old bedsheets, in the memories we can't erase. But trust, once shattered, never fits the same again. If I've learned anything from that night, it's this. Betrayal isn't just about the act, it's about the choice. The decision to keep lying when you could have told the truth. The decision to let someone love you blindly while you give pieces of yourself elsewhere. Emily's secret ended our marriage, but maybe it also saved me from living a life built on half-truths. And though it broke me, I've started to rebuild. Slowly, honestly. Because sometimes, the most painful endings are the ones that finally teach you how to live without illusions.